BB851, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
The Boeing 747, the Queen of the Skies. The aircraft was introduced decades ago and has since then been referred to as the Queen of the Skies. Its design, purpose, and overall status in the world has made it an icon for the aviation industry and travel in general. It's achieved something that many other aircraft failed to do, and that's continue flying for such a long period of time and still be relevant, albeit with different variants. However, as we rapidly approach 2020, the question does still remain. How prolific will the Boeing 747 be in the 2020s? Will we see it as much? Does it truly have a place in the aviation industry with all the new up-and-coming aircraft coming through? The short answer is it'll always have a place in the industry. Being such an icon, even in a time where the 747 doesn't fly, it'll be hard to forget the overall impact it had on travel. However, what I'll be doing in this video is examining the passenger and cargo aspects of the series. We'll begin with the passenger aircraft. The Boeing 747-400 is already an aircraft which isn't as prominent as it used to be in the aviation world. However, come early 2020, we know that multiple airlines will already be preparing to say goodbye to the iconic aircraft. This includes KLM, Qantas, British Airways, Lufthansa, and a few others. These airlines will indeed be slowly but surely saying goodbye to their Boeing 747s, with Qantas as an example seeing their final 747 leaving in late 2020. British Airways will be saying goodbye to their final passenger 747 in 2024 as well. With these being some of the final Boeing 747-400s flying today, it's safe to say it'll be an end of a chapter for the passenger 747 aircraft. Or will it? Well, there's actually still the 747-8 Intercontinental, which is safe to say hasn't really been a huge hit with airlines. In fact, there's very few flying today. Lufthansa, Korean Air, and Air China are the only airlines actually flying the type today as a passenger variant. There's various other business and VIP operators that fly it alongside eventually Air Force One, but there's not many airlines. It's safe to say the Boeing 747 passenger variant certainly won't be as prominent past 2020, especially with the Dash 400 being phased out. However, it will have a very small future with the 747-8 Intercontinental. Moving across to the cargo aspect, this is where I truly believe the 747 will live on. As times change, so do industry trends and need, and the need for a Boeing 747 freighter has become more apparent. While the 747-8F certainly isn't setting the world alight in an order sense, it has now received over 100 orders, meaning that the type will most definitely be seen for decades to come. In fact, UPS still need 19 747-8Fs to be delivered at the time of recording, and these could actually cover for a good 2 decades depending on demand and of course the way the industry moves. Nippon Cargo Airlines, Atlas Air, Cargolux, and Airbridge Cargo are just some of the few carriers that have put their faith in the 747-8F. And while it may seem all bleak, the Dash 8F actually received orders just last year at the 2018 Farnborough Air Show, highlighting that there still is certainly a need for it and it's still relevant. How relevant it'll actually be in 5 years' time is a big question, and this will rely solely on if another carrier, like maybe even FedEx or UPS once again, decides to order more of the type before they eventually announce the shutdown of production. To conclude, the Boeing 747 will always have a place in the hearts of aviation enthusiasts around the world. However, realistically, its time as a passenger jet is slowly but surely coming to an end. By the mid-2020s, there will be very few Dash 400s flying. It'll really only be the Dash 8s. Thank you very much for watching another one of my videos, and I do very much look forward to you all joining me in the next one.